Houston, Texas, come to the front of the congregation. I repeat, Houston, Texas, come to the front of the congregation. I got nothing but love for Houston. I actually really like Houston. I was in Houston a year before last. Really beautiful city, beautiful state, Texas. You already know what's going down. This case, however, does not look good on Houston, right? Dodge Charger Scatpack, high-speed police chase. Not only do we have dash cam footage, but we have the local news station's helicopter following this Scatpack the entire way. You are not getting away from a helicopter in a Scatpack. I'm sorry, I just got to say that. A Hellcat, we've already seen that video of the white Challenger Hellcat that got away, which also happened to be in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. But a Dodge Charger Scatpack, during the holidays, it's not going to happen, and it didn't happen here. This guy only had 1 out of the 3 criteria for getting away from the police. All he had was gas, because he didn't run out of gas. He didn't have the power. He didn't know where the hell he was going because he was on back streets 90% of the chase, right? But he had gas. That's all he had. Let's go ahead and get into it. And what makes this case interesting is not only do we have dash cam footage, but we actually have helicopter footage of the entire chase. This Charger Scatpack gets nowhere from this helicopter. The police, different story, but the helicopter, you can't outrun that, literally. This man was going through a shopping center. Now he's on a 2-way. Of course, we're going to fast forward because this chase actually lasted almost 20 minutes. 2-lane road. At first, I thought it was a cat, but after seeing it accelerate, it looks more like a scat to me. Once again, you're going nowhere at all when you're on a congested 2-lane road in the city. Our cars are built for highways. Let's just be real here. I mean, look at the helicopter. Look at this wide angle view. You're not getting away from that. Comes up to a light, has to throw on brakes. The police are right behind him. He burns right through the light. Runs into traffic. Going in the opposite direction, or opposite lane rather. Wrong side of the road. This guy looks like he was doing about 45 miles an hour. All right, now we get up to some speed. Now he's creating some distance between him and the police. But guess what? He's not creating distance from him and the helicopter. So as long as that helicopter stays on him, he's not going anywhere. Oh yeah, he's got some daylight between him and the police for sure. But once again, he has to come to a complete stop because he's going through an intersection. And then of course the police are right there. The police are going faster than him at this point. And those look like Ford Explorers. Look at that. Right there. Let's fast forward a little bit. Yep, he splits 2 cars. I mean, at this point, he pretty much comes to a complete stop almost. The police are right there. They could have done a pit maneuver, but they didn't. I don't know how things work in Texas. Look at it, man. He's coming at a complete stop. Decides to make a right, making a right at the 76 gas station. Cops are just on him. Let's fast forward a little bit more. Now he wants to make a U-turn. Makes the U-turn perfectly. Comes to an almost damn near complete stop. Once again, because our cars are so torquey, you can see him getting sideways, making a U-turn. Creates a little bit of space between him and the cops, not too much. I mean, this helicopter is literally just getting a bird's eye view of the whole chase. Like, he may not realize it, but he's not going anywhere. Cops right on him again, making a left here. Let's fast forward a little bit. Cops on him. Cops on him. All on him. I mean, oh man. He gets on some sort of freeway where he should have punched it, but he didn't. Cop is just on him. Staying on him. Another congested section. The guy even says it could get dangerous. You're going nowhere fast. Now he creates some distance. But he really doesn't look like he's hitting the gas, all the way down. Yeah, because he's not blowing past these cars that's on the pedestrians or whatever. Once again, cops comes right back into the view. 2-lane road. I mean, this guy doesn't know where he's going. At this point, the cop is literally in his back seat. Like, come on, bro. You doing 5 miles an hour? Now, most cops would have done a pit maneuver and put him into a wall or into a ditch or into this pawn shop or something like that. I don't know why they didn't do it in this one. I think you have to get authorization. Now he doesn't know if he wants to do a U-turn, if he wants to make a left. I don't even know if we can call this a high-speed chase. This might be called a slow-speed chase. A respectable speed chase. That's what we should call this. Now he creates some distance, but of course the helicopter is right on top of him, literally right on top of him. Let's fast forward a little bit more distance. Now he decides he wants to go on the back road. Once again, helicopter right on top of him. Just listen to how calm the anchors are. They're just talking about it because they know he's not going anywhere. This chase is going to end. The anchors are calm. Everyone's calm. The police look like they're calm. They're not even in a rush to get this guy. They could have pit maneuvered this guy 4 or 5 times and chose not to. It's just like, you're not going anywhere. You're just wasting time and gas at this point. Now he's got to make a hard right. He put his signal on. At least, you know, he's respectable like that. Now he looks like he's on some sort of freeway, get some distance. Okay, now he's by himself. Or at least he thought. He didn't realize there was a helicopter on top of him, filming him in 4K. Look at the speed limit. Now he's getting up there, 108, 110, slowing down a little bit. I think at one point he hits about 130, 140, if I'm not mistaken. 106, 110, 116, 120. All right, looks like the highest he hits is about 120, 130. Now he's losing it. Look at him getting sideways. You can't handle that. You're not doing 130, you know, weaving on a freeway. And then he has to come to a complete stop. Makes a right. Looks like he's on another back road. It's literally just him, no cops. Cops not even they're taking their time because they know they got a helicopter. The helicopter is with them the entire way. That's my greatest fear about getting into a police chase, is that they're going to call the helicopters out on my ass and just have them filming me in 4K. And here I am thinking that I'm getting away and I'm going to make it and have a hell of a story to tell and a hell of a video to make. Little do I know, WBTV in 4K is right above my ass. Like, come on now, he's on a back road. You can't tell me he's not thinking, oh, I got away. I got away. Look at him. He's not even rushing at this point. He's taking his time. Look at him taking his time. You can't tell me in his head he's like, oh, I got away. I got away. Look at him making a nice turn. That might be a RT. I don't know. That looks like a Scat. That's a Scat. That's a slim body Scat Charger. Let's fast forward a little bit. And then as soon as he comes out, guess what's waiting on him? A police officer. And he comes at a complete stop. He's like, should I do a U-turn and go the other way, or should I just blow by him? The cop is sitting there waiting on him. Now he turns his headlights and his taillights on. So he did go ghost mode for a little bit. I forgot to mention that. He went ghost mode. Unfortunately, the helicopter was watching him. Now he's finally on the highway. I don't know why, but everywhere in Texas, y'all got like 12-lane highways. That's one thing I noticed about Texas. And it seems like this is a busy-ass highway. I don't know what time of night this is. Now he's on the shoulder and he's getting to it. But, I mean, that helicopter is so zoomed in, like they can see who's in the passenger seat at this point. Look at that. He's blowing past all these cars. No cops around him. He's on that shoulder or in that HOV lane, getting to it. All of the anchors are so calm. We're just going to let this go for a little bit. He went ghost mode, cut the lights off, the tail lights off. And then, boom, that's it. Accident right there. It's a wrap. Yep, it's over. Done deal. Let's fast forward. He hops out. Now, this is the funny part about it. Everybody in the comments was looking at this. Look at his dog. His dog was in the passenger seat with him. He takes off running into, I don't know what that is. Look at his dog behind him. You see the dog catching up to him. That's cute. But yeah, as you already know, that's a wrap. That situation's a wrap. This happened in Houston, Texas. Dodge Charger Scatpack. That is someone's greatest fear right there. They always say that you can outrun the cars, you can't outrun a helicopter or the radio. And in this situation, that proved to be true. You can outrun the cops. He outran the cops probably 2 or 3 times. which led me to believe that this is probably a scat charger. I don't think it was a cat, because a cat would have been gone. At no point did he hit over 130. I can hit 130 in my cat accidentally. So I believe it's a scat charger, or it could have been a Hemi 5.7 with the SRT appearance package or whatever the case may be. But this is a prime example of you can outrun the car, but you can't outrun the radio and the helicopter. This helicopter had 4K bird's eye view the entire chase. At no point did he get away from this helicopter. Even when he went in the back roads and he went ghost mode, turned the headlights and the taillights off, the helicopter was just on top of him. And everybody in the not police station, at the down there at the weather station or whatever, the anchor men and women, they were so calm about the conversation. They were so calm about the quote unquote chase. At one point, I don't know if you heard this, but they said, yeah, we really don't like to call it a chase anymore. It's more of a pursuit, because they don't like saying that police are chasing them, because to say that they're chasing them is to say that the suspect is running because the police are chasing them, which makes it, that makes the police liable for anything that happens during that chase, so to speak. So they say pursuit. They don't use that word chase. They say pursuit. But this, I think, is everyone's greatest fear. This is what's in the back of your head when you run from police, is a helicopter getting on top of your ass and filming you the whole way. Because in this particular case, it seems like they had multiple ground units in that area. Like, he may have beaten 2 or 3 cops, and then you would see 4 or 5 more just sitting there waiting on him, and then you would see 2 more on the highway. So at no point was he completely away from, the police. And you can't tell me that the person flying the chopper, or at least someone in the helicopter, wasn't relaying down to the police like, okay, he's on such and such street. He just made a right. He turned his headlights off. He just came to a complete stop. Give him a minute. All right, now he pulled out. He's on the highway. And he did the dirty work for himself as far as crashing is concerned. He did the dirty work himself. The cops didn't have anything to do with that. They didn't pit him. They didn't in any way, shape, form, or fashion influence him to crash. He did the dirty work himself. And everybody in the comments was talking about how when he crashed the car and took off running, his dog, which was in the passenger seat, I don't know if you saw that, hopped out and was following him wherever he went, which was cute. But literally everybody in the comments on that video, go check this video out, I'll put the link in the description, was asking, is the dog okay? Nobody cared about his ass, because going towards the end of the video, which I didn't show, the police, ran up on him and, dropped him hard. But nobody cared about his ass. Everybody was asking about the dog. But, I mean, all he had in this situation was gas, because I don't think he ran out of gas. He was doing a whole lot of driving, a whole lot of U-turning and all that stuff. And even though this video was only 15 minutes, you guys know, like I know, if you're full throttle in these cars for 15 minutes, doing a whole lot of turning and slowing down and high speed this and high speed that, you're going to kill a lot of gas. So he had gas. That's all he had. He didn't know where he was going, because it looks like he was just going wherever his eyes took him, right? There was no plan whatsoever. No strategy whatsoever. He got on the highway at the last minute, but the highway looked like it could have been like 5 or 6 o'clock traffic, right? Because it gets dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock. So even though it was dark, doesn't necessarily mean it was late. It could have been 5, 6 o'clock, 6:30, people still getting off or whatever. And Texas, if you know Texas, like I know Texas a little bit that I know, you guys have those 6, 7, 8 lane highways. Like every highway is huge as hell. But even this one, as big as it is, was, congested as hell. So he wasn't able to get up to any kind of speed. He got in that far left HOV lane, couldn't hold it together, hit somebody, disabled the vehicle. The chase is over, right? He had gas. He didn't have the power because the helicopter was on his ass the entire way. Once that helicopter comes out, guys, I mean, short of, I don't know, parking your car under some sort of bridge or parking your car in some sort of garage where you can hide it, you're not getting away. I mean, unless you go to a different county or a different state, right? So if I'm in North Carolina and I'm getting to it, once I cross over South Carolina, it's now their problem, I would assume. And I would assume that, any helicopter in North Carolina would probably fall back, and let them take the chase from there, or the pursuit from there. In this case, that didn't happen. This is Texas, right? From what I understand, it takes a day or so just to get out of Texas if you were to go from one side of Texas to the next. So needless to say, he's not going to any other states. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Houston, because I think Houston is somewhere on the interior of Texas. So with that being said, you cannot outrun the helicopter. And this was a prime situation of if you don't have crazy power or some sort of strategy, you are, it's inevitable that, you're going to lose this situation and you're going to jail. And that's exactly what happened. And I mean, even when he hopped out and took off running, the helicopter was still on him, I think that's everyone's greatest fear. I think that's what keeps most people in check when it comes to dealing with police and high-speed chases and shit like that. It's not the cop themselves. It's not the car behind you. It's not even a 5.7 Hemi behind you that's, a state trooper or whatever. It's not them that puts fear in you. It's the idea that they may call in a helicopter, at which point it's a 95% chance that you're not going to make it out of that situation. You're going to jail. Once that helicopter is on you, that's your ass, In this case, this wasn't even a police helicopter. This was what did it say? ABC 13 channel news helicopter. So the local news station was on this guy. Not even a police helicopter. If it was a police helicopter, it'd be a different story. But this was just a local news channel helicopter on him. And it was just coincidental because it seems like they were already in the air filming something else. And they got a call that, oh, we got a high-speed police chase going on. Why don't you guys film that? And they went over there and filmed it. And they were there the whole damn time. So real unfortunate, but that's what scares a lot of people into shape. I mean, it doesn't matter how much power you have. It is damn hard to outrun that Sirius XM. They want me to extend my membership. They want to get that $20 out of me, and I'm not going to do it. I'm done. I don't need satellite radio that bad. But it's damn hard to outrun a police helicopter. Now, if you're on the highway and you got straight and you got power, Hellcat power, Z01 power, GT500 power, stupid crazy power, you can probably get away from it. I mean, we saw it with the white Challenger video, right? That went crazy viral. But the likelihood of getting away from it in a Scatpack, no disrespect to my 392 brothers and sisters out there, I love my 392. I would still have it if I didn't do what I do for a living at this point, but it's not likely. And this guy's situation was just, it went from bad to worse. Even when he got on the highway was so congested, he wasn't getting up to any kind of speed, and the helicopter was just following him. Police officers was following him. He was destined to lose from the beginning, unfortunately. But I thought this one was interesting because not only was it a Dodge Charger Scatpack, but this isn't just dash cam video. This is actually a helicopter chase that took place in Houston. And to my understanding, this took place week before last or something like that, last week. So right before the holidays. So I thought that was interesting because we literally got to see the car the entire chase. At no point did the car disappear. So as always, guys, like I've told you guys, like just take the L, live to fight another day. Now, in this guy's case, if this car was stolen, which a lot of you guys allude to in my videos, that, hey, listen, they've got to run because if they're in a stolen car or if they got a warrant, they're without a doubt going to jail. So if that's the case, then, y'all do what you do. That doesn't include me. I actually pay for this car, unfortunately. I'm not proud to say that, but I actually own this car and pay for it. But for you guys that own your car outright and making payments on it the legal way, just take the L. It's not worth it because, and correct me if I'm wrong, in situations where the police will call the helicopter on you is if you got some sort of warrant for your arrest or if it is indeed a stolen car. For most people, they're not going to call the helicopters out for most chases. But then again, I think it's at their discretion. If they just want to, they can. But 9 times out of 10, they're not. And it's one of those things like if you get away, you just get away. But that's the caveat, is you don't know when they're going to. I'm sure they are things that warrant the helicopter to be called. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm sure there are certain parameters that warrant whether or not a helicopter is called. But most times they're not going to do it because that's a lot of resources that have to be tapped into from the police department. And, they've got to find your ass and stay on you and so on and so forth. 9 times out of 10, they're not. If the helicopter is already out, That's your ass. And that's the thing. You don't know. That helicopter could be out and you just decide that you're going to run away from it at that moment, and it's a wrap. You're not going anywhere. So just take the L, guys. You know, your boy, I got caught a couple weeks ago speeding. I just took the L. I got caught in my cat. In that case, I didn't realize that he was coming after me until he was already on my back bumper. And by that time, you got my license plate, the make and model of the car. There's no point in me running. So I took the L. I highly suggest you guys take the L, live the fight another day, hire yourself a good lawyer, which is what I did. Get it dropped, get it completely dismissed. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just kind of an inconvenience. But if you're going to run, you better run, and you better know what the hell you're doing. Unfortunately, this guy didn't know what he was doing, which is why he was spending Thanksgiving in jail, and probably Christmas too. Probably New Year's as well. It's been your boy Knockout 360, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.